Good evening. Time for a little guitar. The website where you pick up the sheet music is denverguitarorchestra.com, and I'm going to go there right now and post our link to this class. Link to join today. Oops. Tab. Right click. It doesn't copy it. Sometimes it says, I copied the link for you, and then it's like, no, you didn't. All right, now let's go back, right click, paste. There it is. Shift, highlight, bold, link, enter, edit, settings, open in a new window, update, and update. All right, so that's got the class posted. Today we're going to be playing out of our 4 books. Book 1, we finish up with the first song in the first book, Brother John, and then we move on this week to Frère Jacques, which is the same song in a different location, and you begin to start your fingerstyle journey. Book 2, we're playing Itsy Bitsy Spider and La Cucaracha. It's an all insect week in book 2. Book 3, we're going to play Danny Boy down by the Riverside, and we're starting Estudio in E minor. There's a major stretch in there that's kind of challenging. And then classical, we're going to play the Waltz one more time. I don't know how many weeks you've had this on this list. The Waltz by Ferdinando Carulli, really pretty little piece. And then we're playing the 2 Klangbild songs, which are really weird, and they're lovely exercises. They're not the kind of music you'll play and for people in civilized society. Play a lot of that in classical guitar, a lot of music that's just like, what is that? All right, let's see. Let me put this on Twitter real quick. Denver Guitar or guitarorchestra.com, and you wait, and then you click here. Then you double click that, and you click on guitar, double click the logo, and you hit tweet, and then everything, it says notifications, and you go and look at it. And lovely Fran, who lives in SoCal, is always really good about thumbs upping me. So thank you, Fran. And then she'll never see this. She doesn't do guitar. And that's that. That's what we're doing. Vic is in from sunny Eugene. What, sun up in Eugene? That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right at all. Let's see. Got a lot to cover tonight, so I do want to get started. Let's go grab Frère Jacques, Brother John out of book 1. And this will be our final day of this one. Let's make sure we get our guitars in proper playing position. Okay, book 1 is all about getting where we hold the guitar properly. I drop mine down between my legs and put a little contraption here to help hold it up. Forever, guitar players just simply sat it between their legs and put this foot up on a stool. Both of those perfectly fine. I think, generally speaking, more and more people are going to these contraptions because you can keep both feet flat on the floor and you can play for longer without stressing your back. All right, I want to play 2 ways. I want to play the melody first, and then I want to play the chords, and I want you to do the opposite of that, okay? So you're going to grab your chord. We talked about this last couple weeks. Index finger, middle finger, ring finger. That's your chord. No, I didn't even check if I'm in tune. We're playing all these weird songs at school that I have to retune the guitar all the time. Always out of tune, basically. Hey, Linda, welcome in. Sunny up in Vancouver. Gary's in from Denver. Good to see you, my man. All right, grab your E chord. Index, middle, and ring. Index in the 1st fret on the 3rd string. Middle and ring on the 5th and 4th string. Okay, you're going to get, no matter what happens in the melody, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, ready. Okay, just do that. Keep going. 1, 2, ready, play. it. Now, if you're reading the repeats, we're supposed to go back and do that a second time. We're not going to do that tonight. But make sure you're understanding how repeats work. So when you go into the first time through, it says there's a little bracket above measure 8. It says number 1, right? That means first repeat. So that means the second time you come through, you don't play measure 8. You skip over and play measure 9. In this song, they're fundamentally the same exact thing. But on measure 9, you hold that note a little bit longer, the last note. That's what that tie is at the very end of the song. And I put little notations on your sheet music so you'll remember. That will not happen on any other sheet music, but at least on your first piece of sheet music, you should get a little help. All right, now it's your turn to play the notes. 0240, 0240, 457, 457, 797, 540, 797, 540. First string, second string, first string, first string, second string, first string. Those of you guys have been around a while, you should have that pattern memorized, because sooner or later you're going to teach somebody else how to play guitar, and that's where you start. Okay? Won't play it quite that fast. Let me give you a beat. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. 0240, 0240, 457, 457. I'm gonna lose my range. 79754, 79754. First string, second string, first string. First string, second string, first string. Now on those chimes down there at the bottom, a lot of times I won't play all 4 beats because I want that ding, dang, dong. I kind of want that to ring out, and so I have a tendency to do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, beautiful. Just to let you know, okay, we don't actually work on it in this class, but there is a toughbacks line, and I want to go ahead and play it just so you see where you're headed with the crazy fingerings that you're going to need. Let me just play it real slow for you. Just take a look at my left hand, and you'll see what's going on. Measure 9 and 10 have a little bit different ending there. Those go fancy, right? That's where you're headed, playing music like that, where we put the chords and the melody together at the same time. Speaking of which, let's go on to Frère Jacques in first position, and let's go ahead and get this one up and running. The cool part about this song, I see I still have the old version in here. It's fine. It works just fine. The thing we're going to do now is play the exact same song in a much harder way. Northern Ireland. No jigs. No jigs. Oh my gosh. No jigs. What? It's very late in Northern Ireland. I was in Dublin one time about 3-4 years ago. I had a tremendous time. Wonderful place to be. I know that if you are in Northern Ireland, you probably think of those Dubliners as trouble, but good to have you in. Thanks for stopping by. Go to bed. It's late there. And Lurgan. I'm going to look that up on the maps today. Lurgan, Lurgan. So delighted you joined us. And play a jig once in a while. You know how it goes. All right. Next thing is for the Frère Jacques that we're going to be working on here. You're going to grab your A chord. So this is your first time, if you're in book 1 of doing the A chord, index, middle, and ring. Okay, right there. And then everybody in the 2nd fret. So index, 2nd fret, 4th strings, middle finger, 2nd fret, 3rd string, ring finger, 2nd fret, 1st string. This is one of the bread and butter chords on ukulele or on guitar. Okay, we tend to avoid the 6th string. It won't be the death of you if you hit it, but it's better if you hit just the A string. Okay, so remember, thumb down. That's a pretty good piece of chord right there. Or if you take your fingers, hit the 5th string, and then use your these 3 fingers for the bottom 3 strings, and just ignore the 4th string. Or if you want to do a quick glissando, just like that. Really a lovely chord. Now, let's go ahead and sing it real quick. This is a lower register, so you notice when singing Frère Jacques in E, it went way above where my voice was ever going to have any hope of hitting. This one brings it down a little bit, so this is called transposing a song. We go from key of E into the key of A, and sometimes that makes it better, sometimes it makes it worse. Okay, again, same thing with your plucking. Okay, you're allowed to strum with your thumb or with your index finger up and down, but really that's not going to do you a ton of good. It's not true. It's going to do you a ton of good to do that, but it's going to do you even more good to use your claw, and I would pick the middle 4th string. I think that way everybody's working together and just fairly easy. Okay. Then your thumb's on the 5th string, which is nice. Here we go. 1, 2, just the chords. Frère Jacques, Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous, sonnez les matines, sonnez les matines, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. So the first thing I did, which is against the rules of nature, is I started singing without knowing what my first note was. And then once you find your first note, just hit the first note. Do your tone match, and then it's easier to sing. Okay, let's do it. Ready, go. Frère Jacques, Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous, sonnez les matines, sonnez les matines, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. And again, most of you are here to learn how to play guitar and have it do the singing for you, but you're allowed to sing with your guitar. And most guitarists that stick with it any length of time, that's mostly what they do anyway. They learn their chords and they like singing. So really it's a singing activity. We do it differently around here. You are allowed to sing, but also we learn how to play a song for real. Now, not for real, but for instrumentally. Now, let's talk about the tablature. Normally I say, hey, do it in positional playing. In position 1 is your index finger in 1, middle finger in 2, ring finger in 3, and pinky finger on 4, right? That's positional playing. And certainly in classical, that's the way we mostly play, is this way. But in fingerstyle, we do a lot of stuff around chords. And so, by the way, both systems will aid you. They don't compete against one another. You'll learn stuff in one that is helpful in the other. I need all the singing tips. Me too, Vic. Here's what I'm learning about singing. Get that first note right. Frère Jacques, Frère Jacques, dormez-vous. If you can get the first note right, then you got a ballpark chance of getting your other notes right. And also, if you want to get to be a little bit better at singing, play the melody, right? And then sing with it. 2, oh, 2, 2, 2, oh, 2, 2. And you know, in school we have to do do, re, whoops, do, re, mi, do, do, re, mi, do, mi, fa, sol. And just go ahead and tone match along there. Do it slow and just talk your voice into trying to match the same sound coming out of your guitar. It turns out that I have an F in that class right at the moment because I'm so terrible. But man, oh man, oh man, am I working on it like crazy. I hope that I'm going to be able to pull it out at the end. But right now it's been a struggle. All right, back to guitar. Let's grab the A chord and notice as you look through the piece of music, it's all twos. There's an occasional 3 and an occasional 0, but it's all twos. And look what you're holding here, all twos. So that makes a lot of sense to grab that A chord first, okay? Now let's play the melody. Don't play the tough act, play the melody. The first note's a 2, you're already holding it down. Now, the next note's a 0, but you're holding a 2 down, so just lift up your ring finger, pluck that. And right now, it doesn't matter whether you're using your thumb to pluck or these fingers to pluck. Doesn't matter, right? Just do whatever is convenient. Long term, you want to do it both ways, okay? Next note's a 2 on the second string, so put your ring finger back down. And the next note's a 2 on the third string, so pluck that one. You're already holding it down. Do that idea again. Ring finger up, ring finger down, third string. Now we have a little bit of a jig. No jigs to do. We do have a little bit of a jig to do with your right ring finger. You're going to hit the 2, which is already down. And then you have a choice. You can either slide that ring finger up to 3 and then hit the 0 on the first string. Or you could add your pinky finger there, okay? You could do 2, pinky finger on 3, and then open. Both of those are acceptable. Probably worth practicing it both ways. Not one, when you're learning, one feels way better than the other. But both of those are going to be valuable tools. So practice it both with your pushing your ring forward and then also just adding your pinky on. Okay, let's go to measure 5. So right now, you haven't moved anything. You've still got this pinky or the ring sitting up here on 3. So just remember, when it comes time, you're going to have to pull that back over somewhere else. Okay, hit the 0 on the top string again. Now you're probably going to use your ring finger on the 2. Take it off. Pinky or ring on 3. And then come back to cover the 2. And then a 2 on the third string. You've all been holding it down the whole time. Hit it, do it again. Open. 2 with your ring. Open. 3 with either your ring or pinky. And then a 2 on the same string. And then a 2 on the third string. And then a 2 on the third string. You've been holding the whole time. 2 on the fourth string. 2 on the third string. Do it again. Big takeaway is these 2 fingers never move the entire time. You're anchored those 2 fingers, and then your ring and pinky are doing all the work here, and then that's going to pay off in spades next week when we study the tough acts on this. We'll cover it lightly, and then we'll dig into it heavily on Farmer in the Dell. Okay, so let's go grab your A chord and just the melody now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do it again. Second ending. When you have a note that's 6 beats long, don't lift up here, because you want that what it's telling you is let that guitar ring completely out until it stops making noise. Isn't that fun? All right, now, so together, let's do it together. Okay, I want you to do 4 beats of A, and I'm going to do the melody. I'm going to switch from doing a claw style to doing thumb style. Okay, you do the chords, 4 beats per measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. repeat it theoretically, right? Now you play the melody, okay? Remember, grab your A chord and just trust that it'll work. I'm going to go nice and slow. 1, 2, ready, play. 2, oh, 2, 2, 2, oh, 2, 2, 2, 3, oh, 2, 3, oh, oh, 2, oh, 3, 2, 2, oh, 2, oh, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, second and B. Okay, and then isn't that lovely? You can get a whole lot of music out of a very simple song, but the key here is that all of this stuff is useful for you as a fingerstyle player. The melody, particularly if you come join orchestra, the chords, of course, are always good for singers, and then next week we'll start combining those. We start combining them in the tough acts. So if you are bored this week, look at the tough acts. I'll cover it in detail next week, but the basic thought process is always going to be grab the chord, play the melody. Sometimes we'll toss in a little bit of a chord underneath it, and sometimes we'll go hang out with our friends. They know how to play chords because they own a guitar, and they went to the guitar. Their friend taught them how to play, and he taught them 6 chords, and an A chord was one of them. And so he plays the A chord, and you play the melody, and all of a sudden you're doing duets. And then he's like, "What are you doing there? I want to know how to do that too." And then you say, "Let me show you Brother John." And then all of a sudden you have a band, and then you go on tour, and then you get a Grammy. So that's how that whole system works. So this week, Frère Jacques in first position, and the A chord is your job. If you're in book one, you can sneak off into the distance, into the night, and there you go. I just realized we're doing Danny Boy tonight, and No Jigs from Ireland wandered through, and I'm like, oh gosh, I can't do Danny Boy in front of him. He's better. He's better at it than I am. I don't even know. I mean, he's better at it than I. He doesn't even have to own an instrument, and he's better at it than I am. All right, next up, let's go grab our insects of the week. Itsy Bitsy Spider. This is book 2, and the chords are G and D7. Okay, let's sing it one time. Okay, here again, your first note is da 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 da. Remember, there's really 2 strums per measure, so just do twice, or 2 plucks per measure. 1, 2. The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. Okay. So again, maybe not the world's greatest song, but a really, really pleasant way to do your G's to your D7s and back, because there's not an even number, right? It's not an exercise. It's a real song. So you do a couple G's, then a D7, then 3 G's and a D7, then 3 more G's and a D7, and then 3 more G's and a D7. So it gives you a chance to get back and forth and do sort of an odd number of chords each time. All right, let's play the melody. Remember, on 4s, you really do want to use your pinky. And with this song, as I'm looking through it, there's a whole lot of 1s, 2s, and 3s. So I'm really thinking just play it in first position. Grab your 4 on the 4th string, and that's the hard one. And then everything else should make sense. 1, 2. Oops, let me count. 1, 2. top, hit the 4, go. That 4, but other than that, that's exactly how the song goes. Isn't that lovely? Let's grab the tough axe. No jigs. That was great fun, Gary. My sister's learning guitar, so I'll have to let her know about your channel. Yeah, let her know, right? We do fingerstyle, and of course, sort of a long-term process. A little different than classical, but exactly along the same line. So let her know what we're doing here. We'd love to have her. Very exciting to have you, by the way, and thanks for stopping in. I'll see you, hopefully see you down the road somewhere. Take care. All right. Fingerstyle, Itsy Bitsy Spider. This is how you make a simple song really complicated. Okay? We're going to hit that 4, just like we did. And then, again, be thinking about first time through strumming it. Or plucking it and then doing the opposite the second time through. Here we go. From the top. It's near 2:30 in the morning where I live, so I better say goodnight. Yes, you better say goodnight. 2:30. The last time I was up at 2:30 in the morning, I was probably 23. So, yeah, go to bed. Seriously, that's a crazy time. Unless you have insomnia. Then what the heck? Come listen to me. I'll put you to sleep. All right. From the top. 1, 2. Let me get the right notes on. I'm not even playing the right notes. From the top, 1, 2. Here it is. Yeah, let's go do it again. I want to do a better job playing it this time. Go. Sakes, I've missed that every time tonight. And a big G chord at the end. Yeah. And you guys know when I miss a chord or miss something, you should just keep moving on forward, right? For some reason my twos on my third string and fifth string were not cooperating. It happens. All right, so there you go. There's your melody, your chords, and your chord melody. All of those are super valuable for you down the road. So just, hopefully Itsy Bitsy Spider is making some sense to you. Let's do La Cucaracha. We'll just talk about it tonight. Won't play it in any detail, but this is your song for the weekend. This is one of my favorite songs of all time. Okay, Little Cockroach. She was born without a leg. Okay, but she still loves dancing. So picture a little cockroach with missing a leg, dancing all crazy on the terracotta tiles, and every time she hears music playing, she likes to dance. But the little bitty cockroach, she kept getting chased out every door. So picture them sweeping her out the door, right? She's dancing, and they're like, "Get out of here, cockroach," and sweep her out of the house. But the music always charmed her, and she danced again today. So she would she'd hear the music, and she'd swept her out of the house. She's like, "Doggone it, I'm going back in and listening to the music." And so she'd run back in the house and start dancing again. Now that's stick-to-itiveness. The little cockroach, all she wanted was to dance. She didn't mind that her leg was missing when she heard the music play. The little cockroach danced a jig while music played. Her joyful heart leapt, her teary eye wept. Then they chased her out the door. Okay, so that's the song. Now, tell me that's not great music, great songwriting, right? All right. Chords are D chord and A chord. Remember on D, bottom 3 strings? And on A, you probably want to do the middle 4 strings. And then A, D. Okay? 1, 2, ready, play. Once there was a little cockroach. She was born without a leg. Oh, all she wanted was to dance. Oh, danced a jig while music played. Back to the top. But that little bitty cockroach, she was chased out every door. Oh, but the music always charmed her, and she danced again today. The little cockroach, all she wanted was to dance. She didn't mind that her leg was missing when she heard the music play. Can you go back to measure 9 or 10? The little cockroach, all she wanted was to dance. She joyful heart leapt, her teary eye wept. Then they chased her out the door. So there you go. Now, one of the things I'm doing is I'm probably doing both. Hold your D chord. This is called staccato playing, where we stop the music, where we stop the guitar from ringing. Normally we'd hit a D chord. It goes on for a while, but when you're a cockroach dancing around the floor, we want it to be staccato. So do a couple of choices. One, let it ring, and then put your hand back down on top of the strings. Okay, now you're staccato playing, because you're making the sound and then stopping the sound. The little cockroach, danced a jig while music played. Her joyful heart leapt. Right, so just stop, bring this right back down and stop the strings from ringing, and then you get a staccato fill. The other thing you can do, if you don't do that, just lift up on this thing, lift up on your chord here. Don't take it off, just lift up, and that'll stop the sound too. This has a downside in that you're usually plucking an open string at this with this type of chord, and so that D is going to keep ringing. So I lift this up, but the D strings keeps ringing. So that's why you want to consider doing both systems. Make a very official stop. Okay, so there's your chords, D chord and A chord. Really bread and butter of guitar playing, and Then let's talk about the melody, and then of course this week you'll work on the tough acts a little bit. The melody, again, when I'm looking through it, I see 2, 3, 2, 3, 5. Okay, I don't see any 1, so I'm probably going to go into second position. 2, 3, 4, 5. Like it's 2 through 5 covered, and then the only thing I'm going to have to deal with is when I get to measure 3, I see 5, 7, 5. So in that moment, I may reach my hand up to 5, 7, 5. It's better to not chase your pinky up there. It's better to actually change positions to 5 and then use your ring on 7. You'll get a high, much better tone usually, and you won't be fishing around with your pinky. Let's give it a try. Play in second position. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. Again. Really blew that. From the top, 1, 2, ready, play. Dun, dun. I should probably learn how this goes. 5, 7, 5, 3, 2, 5, 3, oh. So clearly that's where you need to practice, right? 5, 7, 5, or 5, 7, 5, 3, 2, 5, 3, oh. All right, let's try it. Now I can do it. Ready, play. Bump. 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 Okay, and then so that's the melody. Okay, work on that until you. That's actually a relatively hard melody. And then let's go do the second half of the song so you can see how that goes. Again, I'd be in second position because you're not going to run into any 1s, I don't think. Third string on the 2, and measure 9. 1, 2. Bum, bum. Now when you see a tied note, you don't play that staccato. You let that ring. Okay, and then go. Rest, rest. Okay, and then you would repeat. So there's the melody. Melody, it turns out, is plenty of work. Probably best to memorize those 5, 7, 5 runs because they're different. The first one's different than the other two. Chord melody. We got that darn D chord with a 5 on it coming up, right? So if you hit the chord on D, and again staccato, right? And then I always teach if your guitar is a rational size, which this one is not, D chord with your pinky up on 5. But if you can't do that, just do your index, middle, and pinky. Let your ring hang out. Then you got to refinger the D right away once you do that, but it's okay. Okay, and then 5, 7, 5, 3, 2, 5, or, and then you got a bar chord 3, regular A, okay, another A, and then you got the same thing basically. Come into your D chord. Play that whole first page again. On page 2, you start off with the little, and notice the repeat in measure 8 that sends you back to the top. Then the second time you come around, you don't play measure 8. You do play measure 9, but you don't play it again because when you come back the second time from the page 2, you go to measure 10. So measure 9 only gets played once as well. Of all of the measures, it only gets played once. measure 10. And so what you're coming in from 9 is the little cockroach, the little, page 2, cockroach. And you can strum these for sure. You can do that. But if you're playing staccato, you might as well just play with the claw. And again at 13, because that note's tied, you don't want to play that staccato. Right? What is it? Let it ring. And then when you come to the end, a bar on 7, piggy on 10. That's it. That's a high D chord. Okay. What I wouldn't give for that on a ukulele. Okay. That's a G chord on ukulele. Kind of useful. All right. So that's La Cucaracha. That's one of my faves. All right. Cool. All right. That's enough for that. If you're in book 2, you are set up for the week. Go play that until you're sick of it. You'll never be sick of La Cucaracha. All right, let's grab Danny Boy. Let's hope no jigs has snuck out for real. It's 2:30 in the morning. Certainly he can't be sitting there. Let's play Danny Boy. Okay, 2 times through. I would ignore the glissandos in here. I don't even know why I put them in there. Maybe the very last one in 18, but otherwise I think I'd ignore them. 1. Oh, it's a 1-beat count-in, remember. Here we go. 1. Good, 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 good. All right, isn't that nice? You could do yourself worse by playing something other than that for the rest of your life. That's a pretty decent music. All right, Down by the Riverside. Remember, we got percussion in here, okay, or whatever works, okay. And I only have it in here at one. I think there's 2 songs in the total program to do this, but it's worth knowing that you can do it, and that's the only reason it's there. From the top, let's play it just as written. Play all the way down to 26, and then come back and play 18. All right, from the top, 1. It's a 2-beat count in, and then we go 1, 2. All right, let's put some 5s on the end there because they sound pretty. Let's get rid of that rest that's hanging out in there. Do not know why that's there. And this rest up here doesn't need to be there. Cool. That's a fine song, right? It's not, maybe not a groundbreaker, but it's definitely lovely. Let's see. All right, next, Estudio. Okay, this is a great song. I'm going to give you a couple of recommendations on this. One, there is a bass line in here you see throughout. In the standard notation, you see the dotted half notes. Those are bass notes. Forget about those right off the bat. Just play the melody until you can get the melody, and then you'll go back in and try to add in those bass notes. But for right now, don't worry about them. Just play the melody, okay? And let me show you what you're going to do. You're going to grab these 3 fingers are your friends, okay? And it's going to be ring, middle, index, ring, middle, index. That will not change at all through the whole song, okay? Ring, middle, index, ring, middle, index. Okay, so your first one measures was 1, 0, 0, 0. It doesn't matter, any finger, 3, 3, 3, 0, 0. Now you're going to have a G7, but you're going to leave your ring finger on 3 for a second, okay? I'm sorry, D7, not G7. D7 is really an A minor, but since we're not playing any of the upper strings except for this 1 0 eventually, it just pretend you're playing a D7 like this, but just leave your ring on the 3 first and play the 3, 1, 2. And pull your ring finger back. Every single person who undertakes this song hates this measure, and this measure shows up 3 times in the song, and so don't hate it, okay? Just know you got to learn to do it, okay? Pinky on 5, ring on 4, index way back on 2 of the 3rd string. Then change your pinky out for your middle finger at the 3rd fret. And the hard part on this song is you got to stretch 2, 4, 2. Once your hand gets where it can do that, because your only other choice is to do a bar chord there, which is fine. Little easier to do. And that way your index finger covers both 2s. And then pinky up on 7. 3 times. And then you go in, we're going to redo the whole idea again. 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 4, 2. Okay, and I've got it as E. Okay, so the top and the bottom zeros, and then do all 3 0 0 0. I got a little glissando on there, so probably better to do. Or, okay, so give a little bit of a rolling chord to those zeros. Once you hit there, you go back and play it again. Let's play it again. I'll play it a little bit faster. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I know how to play this. Ready? Go. There's your 5. Here we go. One last time. Lots of space. That first note in measure 8, it's a quarter note. That's worth 3 of the 8th notes that you've been playing. So give that quarter note plenty of space before you toss in that little chord at the end. Okay, measure 9 through 12 is probably, there's one little difficult thing, but it's probably no more difficult than the beginning. So go to measure 9, 0 0 0. Index finger on 3, ring on 7, or pinky on 7 probably. Okay, 7, 0, 0. Now just whatever finger you have on 7, doesn't matter. Put a bar onto fret 5. This is the only way to do this successfully. A bar, and try to leave the 5th string open. 7, 5, 5. Take off your pinky. Pinky now has to be on 8. And you're through one of the hard parts. Jump down and grab your D7. Ring finger. And here's another not a kind of hard part. Once you hit this 3, 1, 2, slide your ring finger to 5. Middle finger on 3. Your ring finger on 5, index finger on 3, middle finger on 5, and then just let them off to 5, 0, 3, 7. And then this is the same as the beginning. 3. Comes that mean measure one last time. 5, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 4, 2, 0. And then plenty of space, and then a little glissando. Go back to measure 9, play it again. Here's what's super fun as well. So there's 3-4 measures in here that are kind of a pain, and you just work on those. However fast you can play those hard measures is how fast you want to play the rest of the song. So just because you can blaze through the first 2 measures doesn't mean you're going to be able to blaze through measure 3. So whatever speed you can play measure 3 at, or potentially measure 10 and 11, that's the speed you want to play the song at. Okay, and that's fine, whatever speed that is. There's no rule about what speed you're supposed to play this at. The last thing to learn, measure 16, the last time you want to put harmonics on there. So you go down to fret 12. Okay, here's fret 12. Usually, it's usually where it hits your body. Sometimes you'll have 14 frets to the body, which means here, I have one guitar that has 14 frets to the body. But most of them will have 12. But find your 12th fret. The bar in front of the 12th fret is where your harmonics are. And all you do is barely touch the strings. I mean barely. Right above the 12th fret, the front bar on the 12th fret. And then you're going to pluck. And then as you pluck, take this off. You get your harmonics. And that's what you're trying to finish the song with. And if you can do a little rolling one, sounds kind of cool. Or any of those are acceptable. Just get some harmonics in there. Advanced players always use a ton of harmonics, and just because they can. And you have harmonics at 7 and harmonics at 5. But they're much harder to do at 5. A little easier at 7. And then the easiest is 12. And so practice those. Those are fun to do. All right. That's that. I like the bar on 2, but I always forget to use it. I think, Vic, I think on ukulele we get away without the bar. Just, doing the fingering is fine. But I do think on guitar, I was noticing tonight, because I'm really trying to have good pinky behavior. Him and I are at odds with one another. Well, we always have been. He doesn't like the way I use him. And so when I try to use him correctly, he's like, well, you used to use this the bad way. And so, but tonight, I'm definitely for sure thinking bar chord on that. Lay down the 2 first, then add the bar. So that's what I'm thinking. Pinky, ring, index, middle, ring, index, bar, ring, bar. Right, so bar, ring, bar. Probably on guitar is going to make more sense, just because everything's so far apart. Make yourself a note on your sheet. Try the bar for a while and see if it works better. Beautiful. What time is it? 2 minutes left. All right, so here's what I want to do. You've seen the clang builds at this point, okay? I don't know what those songs are, to be perfectly honest. They are weird. Oh, by the way, if you're doing books 1, 2, and 3 and not classical, you're set for the night. You should have plenty to keep you busy this week. If you're in book 1, Frère Jacques, we'll spend a couple weeks on that. Book 2, La Cucaracha is the one I want you to be working on. And book 3, let's hang on to... let's go ahead and get rid of Danny Boy. Down by the Riverside and Estudio will be your main jobs for the week, and then and you're good to sneak out of here. Those of you doing classical, tonight's our last night of Carulli, and then I think what we'll do is we'll just play Carulli tonight, and then next week we'll have a Clang Build Festival. We'll play both of those as if our life's dependent on it, and then we'll get rid of the clang builds. There will be more weird modern music that we do out of that series that I'm pulling these out of. There's tons of modern music in there. We're supposed to like it. We're supposed to be accepting of it. We're supposed to know that it's doing us some good. But the truth is, really, at the end of the day, the stuff that's going to make you sound amazing is the old Spanish masters, and so we're gonna well, when those come around, we'll leave them around for a while, like the Carulli. We've had that now for several weeks, and the modern stuff. We will work our way through it dutifully because we're good students, and then we will. We'll linger around the better stuff. So let's grab Carulli. This will be our swan song for him, and the Waltz, and then I think we'll call it for tonight, and then we'll just next week we'll play both clang builds and get them over. You don't really need any instructions on the clang builds. You can see quite clearly. What I did do for myself was go listen to the MP3s about half a dozen times for both clang build 11 and clang build 13. When you look at them on the page, you're like, yeah, I can play that, but when you play it, you're like, I feel like I'm doing something wrong, and then you go listen to the MP3 and you're like, oh yeah, that is how it goes. So the challenge with the clang builds is the insistence that you keep moving forward, and I would say that they're probably valuable and kind of fun to do, and nice to have a weird modern classical kind of approach to things, and I do think as exercises where you're trying to get your eighth notes correct, I do think they're valuable. But in terms of the music in them, I think we treat them as exercises. So again, they're not particularly complicated. Have a great week, Gary. All right, so let's see. All right, so this is our last chance at Carulli Waltz, Opus 241, number 1. So this would have been a song that he probably wanted his students to play as a beginner type song. And when we look at the expectations of the old masters, this would have been, a kid would have walked in to start taking guitar lessons, and he would give them this. And so it's I think of this as a pretty challenging little tune, and so let's see how we do. Okay, not fast, right? Quarter note equals 66. That's crazy slow. So nice and pleasant. When I go back through, I really should have notated this with an eighth note equals rather than a quarter note. Sometimes I get in a hurry and I get a little sloppy. So our beat is the eighth note. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and so it should be the metronome should be set quarter or eighth note equals whatever, but quarter note equals 66 is pretty darn slow. So let's take our time through it and see how we do. 1, 2, 3. do the rest. There's Carulli. Isn't that lovely? That's a nice way to end the night. All right, so keep those together, and so Carulli goes. This is your week of clang build, and then we'll get rid of both of those at the same time. I can't remember what's coming up next right off the top of my head, but as I was typing in clang build today, I thought, I would way rather play the next song. Let me go grab it, figure out what that one is, because the next one, if you want to get started on it, just because clang builds are kind of goofy. Again, I do think there's probably a reason to do them, but not a good reason. Let's see. Oh, it probably is a good reason. The next one is the Iberian Dance by Michael Connor, which is actually a pretty interesting little piece. So that's coming up next, and you can go grab that off the classical page if you want. And that's it. That's what I know. I hope you guys are having a great day. Guys, I'm having a terrible time keeping up with my schedule and my current commitments and all of that. And I'm going to give this about one more week, and then I'm going to figure out if I can continue to do this and pass my classes. And so please know I'm busy. I think this week was particularly challenging because some of the non-school stuff I had to take care of. But for sure, I will let you guys know if I can continue up doing what I'm doing. And if I can't, I can't. And I'll let you know on that. But and then we'll make the necessary changes that we can all keep moving forward. So hope you guys are having a wonderful evening, and I will see all y'all on Monday. You're right, Linda. I'm tomorrow I've got condo stuff and then the doctor appointment, and I'm going to try to squeeze in a haircut. I'm looking like a maniac. And then I am going to on Friday I have to go do lawyer things, which I really resent. And then by Saturday I'm just going to lay on the floor and cry. So hope you're having a wonderful night, you guys. I will see all of you all on Monday. I'm going to miss making music with you the rest of the week. It is the joy of my life, and so I will see you all as we move forward, and have a wonderful evening. Vic, Linda, peace.